A report claims that the Conor Gallagher and Sousa signings are just the start of things to come, and Spurs fans can expect at least one other significant signing. Spurs scout a £60 million rated 26-year-old goalkeeper as a possible replacement for Vicario, as rumours continue that the Spurs keeper could leave N17. Conor Gallagher expected to fly into London today to complete his medical and officially sign for Spurs. A report claims that Thomas Frank could face the sack if Spurs lose to West Ham on Saturday, and Vuskovic scores another goal as he continues his fine form for Hamburg, while Takai makes his debut for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines, where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, let's get into it. Give Me Sport report that Tottenham are expected to remain busy in the January transfer market following an agreement to sign Atletico Madrid midfielder Conor Gallagher. According to reports, the North London side are expected to complete at least one other significant signing as they aim to boost further Thomas Frank's depleted squad. Spurs agreed a deal for promising Santos fullback Sousa last week and reached an agreement over Gallagher's arrival on Monday, with the former Chelsea midfielder set to join for around £35 million. Gallagher is set to put pen to paper on a 5.5-year contract with Spurs after snubbing interest from Premier League rivals Aston Villa. According to journalist Dean Jones, Tottenham's move for Gallagher is a sign of things to come in North London, as Spurs are anticipated to continue targeting further reinforcements in January. Jones posted on X, at least one other significant transfer will be coming soon. Ambition is high. Another report from Give Me Sport claims that Tottenham are likely to be busy in the January transfer window as Thomas Frank looks to bolster his squad and improve the team's performances on the pitch. And one player they have looked at is goalkeeper Mile Svila, who is also a target for Manchester United. One area that is not spoken about very often is in between the sticks, with Guillermo Vicario, the number one for the past 3 seasons, and Antonin Kinski having joined the club in the last January transfer window. Vicario has his doubters, however, and has made headlines earlier in the season when Frank had to come out and defend his goalkeeper after the Tottenham fans booed him and sarcastically cheered him during the defeat to Fulham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Vicario has been linked with a move back to Italy, and Tottenham could hit the Italian market for a replacement if they want to make a change, with reports suggesting the Lily Whites have sent scouts to watch Roma keeper Svila this season. According to AS Roma Live, Spurs are among a number of Premier League teams to have scouted the 26-year-old, with Chelsea, Manchester United also named as potential destinations. Svila himself has made the headlines for all the wrong reasons in a game against Manchester United when playing for Benfica as an 18-year-old in the Champions League in 2017. Svila carried the ball into his own net from a United free kick, the only goal of the game, but was praised by then boss Jose Mourinho afterwards. Svila is likely to command a huge fee, however, given his performances for Roma in the last 3.5 seasons and having signed a new contract with the club last year. His current deal runs until 2030, and Roma are thought to be demanding in the region of £60 million to part ways. The Standard report that Conor Gallagher is expected to fly into England on Tuesday to undergo a medical at Tottenham and complete his £34.6 million move from Atletico Madrid. The former Chelsea midfielder is thought to have agreed a 5.5-year contract, and Spurs want to sign him in time to face West Ham on Saturday. Spurs have swooped to sign Gallagher ahead of Aston Villa after Rodrigo Bentancur was ruled out for 3 months with a hamstring injury. Gallagher is set to finalise a return to the Premier League 18 months after leaving Chelsea, and his arrival is set to kickstart what could be a busy January of incomings for Spurs, who are closing in on the £13 million signing of Brazilian left-back Sousa and want to sign a new forward. Gallagher left Chelsea in a £38 million deal in 2024 and was a regular for Atletico in his first season under Diego Simeone, making 50 appearances, but he's only made one start this season and wants more regular football in a bid to force his way back into the England squad ahead of the Summer World Cup. Gallagher was in the England squad at least at the last three major tournaments, but has not been called up by Thomas Tuchel so far this season. Team Talk report the Tottenham Hotspur's hierarchy are split on the future of Thomas Frank, but the club remained determined not to make a change this season. Spurs CEO Vinay Venkateshan believed he landed the right man in the summer when luring Frank across London from Brentford. However, we are now told that by sources Venkateshan was warned by some members of the Spurs hierarchy that the former Arsenal man was not a good fit in terms of his system and the Tottenham players already in situ. The report continues. The source who spoke to us on the guarantee he would not be named told us Vinay feels Thomas is such a great fit for Spurs in so many ways, a great person, character, who is well liked, but he was warned that the system would not be a fit. There is a real concern in the club up high that this is how things are playing out. The players like Thomas, but do they believe in what is being asked? That is the worry. Team Talk insider Graham Bailey added, now with Spurs sitting at 14th and with just one win in their last 7 games, including an FA Cup exit to Villa on Saturday, pressure is mounting. Spurs are ready to invest this month and want Frank to succeed, and insist they do not want to make a change mid-season, but forthcoming games against West Ham and Borussia Dortmund are huge. We are told that whilst Tottenham would not describe the current situation as Frank being given the dreaded vote of confidence, it does seem he's close to that situation. On Monday, another one of the Team Talk insiders, Fraser Fletcher, was informed Frank will be under serious threat of being sacked if his side tastes defeat to the Hammers on Saturday. And Vuskovic scored once more for his lone side Hamburg as the Bundesliga returned from its winter break. The centre-back made the perfect start to the second half of the campaign, opening the scoring for Hamburg after 48 minutes with his third goal of the season. Vuskovic showed off his impressive aerial ability once more by winning 71% of his aerial duels. Vuskovic, who was voted as the Bundesliga's player of the season so far last week for a standout first half of his loan spell that saw the Croatian claim multiple Rookie of the Month accolades on top of the league's Goal of the Year award, ticked off another milestone in Saturday's match. With his goal, the defender has become the second youngest player to score 3 goals for the club behind Spurs legend Heung-min Son. Elsewhere, Kota Takai made his first appearance for Borussia Mönchengladbach since joining the German side on loan at the beginning of January, coming on as a substitute in their 4-0 home win over Augsburg. Kota was introduced for his debut in the 72nd minute. He played the final 18 minutes of the game plus 4 minutes stoppage time. Okay, well, here's my thoughts on those stories today. Certainly more signings to come. That's a good sign if that's true. Getting Gallagher through the door. Say what you want about Gallagher, but this was an important signing by the club. I'll in fact come back to Conor Gallagher and speak about him more in a moment, but more signings to come. We know that, look, we've spoke about this so many times. We know we need reinforcements. We've got injuries aplenty, yes, and those players, look, well, they will be coming back, but some of them no time soon. You know, Bentancur, that's going to be 3 months. That's the end of the season, effectively. Madison could be out for the whole season. No sign of Kulusevski returning, although Dominic Solanke is back and Thomas Frank kept that under wraps. So could Kulusevski's return be more imminent? I actually don't think so. I think Kulusevski could be out for at least another month or 6 weeks. Hopefully we'll have him back for the last few months of the season, but you know, that's a long road back for Dejan, and he's going to take some time to get up to speed, of course. Udogie back in the squad, which is good, but as we know, we need these signings through the door. We need more. We need more signings. We need more attacking creativity and people that are going to put the ball in the back of the net. And some of that comes from the system Thomas Frank plays, I'm sure of that. But when the shackles are off, the players have shown over the last couple of games, albeit we've lost, that we are capable of putting teams to the sword. And that's what we need to do, in my opinion, from minute one. But for that to change, the manager has to change his philosophy on games. So hopefully Thomas Frank can do that and we can start winning games, starting with West Ham on Saturday. But coming back to the signings, very important we get these signings through the door and that ENIC continue to pump money into the transfer kitty, so to speak, so we can go and buy these players, ready-made players, like the Conor Gallaghers, which I'll come on to in a moment. This new goalkeeper rumoured. Vicario has... this has been rumoured a few times, hasn't it, that Conor Gallagher could be on his way out. Sorry, not Conor Gallagher, Vicario. I do apologise. Vicario could be on his way out. I think this is one more for the summer, to be honest with you. Look, they might surprise us all by bringing in a goalie in January, but I think if this is going to happen, Spurs make a change between the sticks. I think this is going to be the summer. A lot of money to pay for a goalkeeper, very highly regarded at Roma, but I think this is more likely to be the summer if they make the change. I can see Vicario going out, but obviously Spurs would need to replace. Obviously, rumours Kinski wants to leave on loan this January, so that's going to be very interesting, isn't it, to see if their club allow Kinski to go on loan. They would have to bring in another keeper, you would think. So there are lots of moving parts to this one. Coming back to Conor Gallagher, I think this is a very clever and good signing by Tottenham. If you think about it, £35 million for a Premier League ready player, young player as well, plenty of experience, ex-captain of Chelsea, of course, so leadership of quality and ability as well. Where else in Europe would you get that sort of player in a position that we are desperate for? And you know what this player's about. You know he's going to hit the ground running, or he should do anyway. I think this is a very good acquisition by Spurs. Is it opportunistic? Possibly. Is it to do with the situation we're in at the moment with injuries? Probably. But at least the club have acted fast and decisively, gone in and actually bought the player, not messed around trying to negotiate loans with obligations to buy or anything like that. With gazumped Villa, we've actually done to Villa what many clubs have done to us in the past, because we dilly-dally. So hopefully that's a statement of intent going forward, and that's what we all want to see. As far as Frank's future goes, I think the win against West Ham is going to be imperative for him. I've said this before. We can't be losing to West Ham on Saturday. And I would go so far, we can't be losing to Burnley either with the next Premier League fixture after West Ham. But West Ham up first. This is 100%. We've got to win this game. I don't think anything else is good enough. West Ham are dreadful this season. Looks like they're going down. And yes, we're down there, but we should be beating West Ham. So let's hope that happens on Saturday and that we're all actually talking about a win for once after the game. Vuskovic scoring again. What a season he's having. What a player he's turning into. Still so young. Such a bright future for Vuskovic. Really pleased with his progress. Some people wanted to bring him back from his loan in January. I'd rather he stayed in Hamburg, sees the season out and has a full season, because I think he's going to come back in the summer and really challenge for those places in the starting lineup, hopefully. Brilliant player we've got there, and hopefully a sign of really good things to come from Vuskovic. He could be the future for Spurs in that back line. And really good to see Takai getting his debut for Borussia Mönchengladbach, just getting a few minutes at the end. But that's great to see him on the pitch and getting some minutes in his legs. That's all from me today. Get down in the comments, let me know your feelings, how you're feeling as a Tottenham Hotspur fan right now, and on any of the stories today. And as always, come on you Spurs.